Om Sat Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Aishwarya Harish, the Cultural Coordinator for Nrityodaya, the Academy of Performing Arts, Mumbai. And I'm very happy to welcome all of you gathered here today for the 11th session of the Young Researchers Forum. This Young Researchers Forum is an initiative co-curated by Nrityodaya Mumbai and the Center for Excellence Art and Culture, Shasun Jain College for Women, Chennai. We've had a very successful 10 sessions so far, covering a wide variety of topics from architecture, philosophy, music, puppetry, sculpture. And here, yet again, we are in an evening to speak about the Dashavatari Natak, another cultural historical aspect of our country. With no further ado, we begin on an auspicious note. I invite Ms. Vibha Sriram to present the prayer song.
Devaki Nandana Nanda Mukunda Vangita Muni Jana Nityananda Devaki Nandana Nanda Mukunda Vangita Muni Jana Nityananda Nigamodara Navanita Jora Nigamodara Navanita Jora Khagapati Vahana Jagadodara Khagapati Vahana Jagadodara Devaki Nandana Nanda Mukunda Vanita Muni Jana Nityananda Shankachakradhara Shri Govinda Shankachakradhara Shri Govinda Pankajalochana Paramananda Pankajalochana Paramananda Varavela Pura Sanna Prasanna Varavela Pura Sanna Prasanna Purandara Vikhalana Guna Paripurna Purandara Vikhalana Guna Paripurna Devaki Nandana Nanda Mukunda Vandita Muni Jana Nityananda.
Thank you so much, Vibha, for that wonderful start to our 11th session. I now invite Dr. Jayashree Rajagopalan, Director, Nrityodaya, the Academy of Performing Arts, Mumbai, to welcome the gathering.
Om Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Hello.
A very
Oh, sorry, I missed
warm
the.
welcome
it wasn't ringing or
to
something.
all of you who have
Wait, what's
gathered
up? Are you
here.
okay? Your voice
for-
sounds something.
Can we know who's come in between? Can you
Wait,
mute
she's
that
limping?
person, Aishwarya?
Okay.
Please,
All right. So
mute.
what we need.
There
We
is
do.
somebody here. Yeah. Okay. So, with blessings from all our gurus and Sai Baba, I welcome all of you who have gathered here today for our 11th session of the Young Researchers Forum, a platform that has been initiated by our institute Nrityodaya, the Academy of Performing Arts, Mumbai, and the Center of Excellence, Art and Culture, Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College for Women, Chennai. This platform has been created for young research scholars who are so passionate about delving into Indology to showcase their research and get a publicity for getting back to our roots, to show how relevant our ancient knowledge is till today. We began the entire session very auspiciously with our Guru, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, the Padma Bhushan awardee, who gave a wonderful lecture showing the importance of Indology, its research, and its methodology. We are very, very grateful to her for standing by us as a pillar for every session. We are also very fortunate to have had Shri Shekhar Senji, who was also there to inaugurate the function and give us a very auspicious start for this whole series. Our expert today is Dr. Sandhya Purecha, a torch bearer of Parvati Kumarji's Paddhati. She is not only an excellent performer, a research scholar, a choreographer, teacher, and has almost drunk the pages of Natya Shastra, I don't know how many times. She has written the translation of it in Marathi, Gujarati, Hindi, and such a good friend of mine. I'm so proud. We are all proud in Mumbai that Dr. Sandhya Purecha has made the city proud by getting the Sangeet Natak Academy Award for overall excellence, overall contribution. We are extremely grateful to you, Sandhya ji, for being with us to encourage and support our young research scholar, Gauri Kale, who has done her PhD in Dashavatari Nataka, and she is going to present an excerpt, an elucidation of the Purvaranga Vidhi of Dashavatari Nataka of Maharashtra. I welcome Sandhya ji and Gauri for this session.
Thank you very much, Jayashree ji.
Yes, I will now hand it over to Dr. Rajeshri Vasudevan, who will introduce all our speakers today. Thank you.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. It is a matter of great pride and privilege that I get to introduce not just the experts, but also the young researchers every session, because it is so motivating to see that there are young scholars who want to continue their work and research into different aspects of the fine and performing arts, and there are experts who are more than willing to help them. And it gives me great pleasure again to say a few words about our expert today, Dr. Sandhya Purecha. And there are so many aspects to her personality. She wears many, many hats. So I will try to give as brief an introduction to her as is possible. As mentioned just now, she is a Sangeet Natak Academy awardee. She is a performing academician, a dancer, choreographer, author, scholar, and researcher. That's a lot of hats to wear. In academics, she has a PhD in dance with a Natya Shastra. She's an LLB from Mumbai University. She has an MA with Alankar Shastra, ranked second in Mumbai University, a BA with an entire Sanskrit course, ranked first in Mumbai University, and she is trained in Bharatanatyam under the guidance of none other than late Guru Acharya Parvati Kumar. She is the managing trustee and secretary of Sarfoji Raje Bhosle Center in Mumbai, founder and principal of Bharata College of Fine Arts and Culture, Mumbai, artistic director, Kala Parichaya, Mumbai, and she's a member of the Board of Studies Dance in Kavi Kulaguru Kalidas Sanskrit University, Ramtek, Nagpur. Her awards and titles are many. 2017 Sangeet Natak Academy Award, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. 2016 Hirkani Award, Doordarshan Kendra, Mumbai, Government of Maharashtra. 2013 Maharashtra Rajya Mahakavi Kalidas Samskrita Sadhana Puraskar, Department of Higher Education, Government of Maharashtra. 2007 Gujarat Gaurav Puraskar, Government of Gujarat and Gujarat Sangeet Natak Academy. 2006 Maharashtra State Cultural Award, Department of Culture, Government of Maharashtra. 1977 Best Child Actress Award in a Hindi play, Department of Culture, Government of Maharashtra. She is the member of the advisory board in Goa Kala Academy, Government of Goa, Surat Cultural Academy, Government of Gujarat, Samved, Conservatory of Indian Classical Music and Dance for North America, RK Dance Theatre Academy, National Arts Council of South Africa, in association with the Indian High Commission of South Africa. As you can all see, with such achievements, we look forward to a very enriching session from her as expert. We also have in our midst a young scholar, young researcher, Dr. Gauri Kale, who is a visiting faculty in Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth, Pune. She is a coordinator for classical dance BA and MA course, SBL Center of Sanskrit and Indological Studies, TMV, Sadashivpet, Pune. In academics, she has several achievements in the academic field. Some of them are a BSc in Home Science, 1998, Diploma in Indology, Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth, Pune, Masters in Dance and Indology, Pune, Diploma and Certificate course in Manuscriptology and Manuscript Conservation, Abhyanga and Yoga, and Hindustani Classical Vocal Music. She is UGC NET qualified and was awarded the National Scholarship for her doctoral studies. She had got her Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Bharatanatyam, 2013-2014 from Pune University. She has had her dance training under Guru Srimati Anjali Bhattavadekar and Guru Sri Parimal Fatke of Pune. Her awards include late Radhabai Gopal Desai Award, Best Bharatanatyam Dancer by Kalyani Pratishthan Pune, Best Bharatanatyam Dancer in Indian Classical and Semi-Classical in NCC. She has to her credit paper presentations, research articles, lectures at prestigious seminars and conferences, and she has done workshops, several performances, and choreographic shows. Her other activities show a wide range of interests. They include the military training course organized by the Bhansala Military School at Nashik, B and C certificates of the Ministry of Defense, Government of India, awarded an All India level competition for rifle shooting organized by NCC, Artistic Director Chinmayi Dance Education Center, Pune, Life Member, Bantarkar Oriental Research Institute, Pune, and Life Member of Akhil Bharatiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya Mandal, Meerut. So as all of you can see, both the researcher and the expert have such achievements which make us look forward very excitedly to their presentations and their inputs. So I now request Dr. Gauri Kale to do her presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tai. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Sadgurubhyo Namah. At the outset, I offer my humble pranams to my Paramaguru, Padmaka, Guru Dr. Sandhya Tai, my Guru, my guide, Dr. Jayashree Rajagopalan of Nrityodaya Academy of Performing Arts, Mumbai, and Dr. Rajeshri Vasudevan. I also thank Dr. Kumud Kanetkar, all my gurus and organizers for giving me this opportunity. With your permission, I would like to begin with my humble attempt to speak about Purvaranga Vidhi performed in the Dashavatari Natak of Maharashtra. Dashavatara is the most popular performing folk art of Maharashtra, which has fragrance of the soil and soul of Konkan. Dashavatar is also a religious Nritya Nataka, portraying the series of various incarnations of Lord Vishnu. They are Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Purshurama, Rama, Krishna or Buddha, and Kalki. They form the base of Dashavatara dance drama of Maharashtra. The Dashavatara dance drama is among the first expressions of regional folk theatre in Maharashtra. In the course of the Bhakti movement in Maharashtra, Dashavatara endured a vibrant tradition of theatre that received sustenance as a religio ritual form and also as a healthy medium of popular entertainment. The present study of the Dashavatari Nataka was started out of curiosity. When I saw one article in the newspaper, at that time I was working on the subject related to the Dashavatara Kritis. And after reading this article, I started to investigate and study this unique dance form. Epics, Puranas, and folk stories gave shape to the avatar concept and formed a cluster of mythology around each incarnation. Therefore, the stories of the Dashavatara can be interpreted differently. And the Avatara stories are commonly used in Indian folk as well as classical dance drama presentations. Dashavatari Natak is a practiced by farmers in the Sindhudurga district of the Konkan, South Konkan region of Maharashtra and the North Goa. They are mainly agricultural laborers. Initially, the Balutedars in the village system used to perform in the Dashavatar dance drama. They were Guravs, Lingayats, Devalis, Telis, and Bhandari group of people. Among the major groups which have contributed to the tradition of the Dashavatara dance drama of Hindu Kokanis are the Chitpavan Brahmins, also known as Kokanastha Brahmins. Many of them have contributed a lot to the development of the distinct Kokani Marathi culture. During 16th to 17th century, many Chitpavan families from Ratnagiri and Rajapur talukas of the Ratnagiri district migrated to the Karavalli coastal region of Karnataka. And it is interesting to note that according to some scholars, it is during this period that the Dashavatari Nataka got introduced to the Konkan region. According to written documented evidence, the Kirtankar Shamji Naik Kale, a Chitpavan Brahmin of Shandilya Gotra, first staged the Dashavatara play at Adipare village in 1728. He brought this Dashavatari Natak from Karnataka. Samartha Ramdas, in his work Dasabodha, mentioned about both Harikatha and Dashavatari Natak separately. During the 17th and 18th century, the Marathi Harikatha was introduced in Tanjore. The second Maratha ruler of Tanjore, Shahaji, wrote many plays. In his plays, the Sutradhara calls himself Bhagavad Dashavatari, and the dance dramas were also called Dashavatara Bhagavad of Harikatha or Harikatha. The dancing part was done by different characters in the play and singing part by the Sutradhara, who conducted the play and remained throughout on the stage. The Dashavatara Bhagavad dance musical plays are preserved in the Saraswati Mahal Library at Tanjore. The structure of the Dashavatara Bhagavad drama, which retains some features of Sanskrit theatre, consists of two parts, such as Purvaranga and Uttaranga. Dr. Sarojini Shende, in her book Marathi Natkachi Gangotri, Arthat Tanjavuri Marathi Sangit Natake, has mentioned that in the Purvaranga part of the Tanjavuri Marathi drama, we can observe some preliminary items such as Nandi, Trigata, Shushkavakrishta, and Prarochana, which are mentioned in the Natya Shastra. There is a mention of the Dashavatari Natak performance by Guravs of Kuvesh village in the Maharashtra Sahitya Patrika, published in 1933. This troupe performed before the Pune Peshwa Darbar in 1896-97. In the later period, the Dashavatari Natak saw some major changes, like inclusion of the folk stories in the Akhyana. Kokani, the language of the southern part of the Sindhudurga district, was introduced on the stage. This gained great popularity, and this style of presentation started making a big impact. The Dashavatari Natak performances are influenced by a developed theatrical culture. So here I would like to show a video. But they have preserved many features of a Purvaranga Vidhi inherited from a traditional dance drama culture. The Dashavdari dance drama draws upon the distinct technique of its own, and we can categorize them under different styles of performance traditions like Songi Dashavtar, Dashavtari Khede, Dashavtari Natak, and Dashavtari Bhagavat. Here I would like to show you some video clips of different Dashavtari Nataka performances. Then
We aren't able to hear the audio of the videos.
Yes, there's no audio.
Oh. Now it's okay.
Yes, yes.
This was performed in Lalit Kala Kendra, Pune. The Dashavtari Natak performance at Kuveshi Even though there are different styles of performance traditions, the structural format and the Purvaranga of this drama form are within the compass of Indian dance and dramaturgy, specifically as detailed in Natya Shastra. In the Natya Shastra, Bharata Muni devotes an entire chapter, chapter 5, and parts of the chapter 29 and 31 to describe the two kinds of preliminary rituals and their performances. The two kinds of Purvaranga, Shuddha Purvaranga and Chitra Purvaranga. Purvaranga part of the Dashavdari Nataka is still an important chapter of the performance. These Purvaranga rituals, together with several other activities, are spontaneously being performed. In Purvaranga of Khede or Dahikala, Dashavatari Natak or Jatra performances are usually staged on festive and Jatra days. On Malvan side, the members of Dahikala or Jatra parties, locally known as Dashantris, generally belong to the Devli caste. They form a dramatic group and give performances on invitation at fixed places on fixed days. On Sangameshwar side, such actors are known as Khede. The performance starts at about 10 p.m. and it is conventional that it must terminate at daybreak with the breaking of Handi. The program begins with the invocation of Ganapati, the Vignaharta, and Saraswati, the goddess of learning. And after this, the demon Shankasura enters the stage dressed in a black cone-shaped mask, his eyebrows, nose, and lips painted white. He is supposed to be a Brahman by caste, and while enacting a Brahminic religious routine, creates much fun and by his mimicry and mockeries. Now we'll go to the next, the Dashavatari Nataka, which is temple performance, in which this ritual of the dance drama of the Dashavatara presentation is traditionally performed in the temple premises during festive occasions like Utsaha or Utsava. Prior to the main performance, there are long preliminary rituals which are sanctioned by the temple authorities and last for a long time. Here we can see the glimpse of the procession.
जय देवी.
सर्व खामकाठी सजवून झाल्यावर आमच्या गावातील एक मानकरी आशिष सुतार यांनी मला या खामकाठींची नावं सांगितली.
देवी, त्यानंतर बिरबा पावनाई देवी, त्यानंतर राजसत्ता मालकीन बिरबा देवी, आम्ही मालकीन म्हणतो. त्यानंतर गंगेश्वराचा खांब आहे, त्यानंतर भूतनाथ.
It is interesting to observe that before the presentation of the Dashavatari Natak, the idol or the mask of the temple deity is taken out in a procession led by a band of musicians, singers and dancers in which the palki was adorned with jingling bells and garlands. The umbrella, the flagstaff and tarangas are also carried in this procession. Finally, the idol is installed in the Sabha Mandapa of the temple and Aarti is performed by Dashavatari actors. would like to share some common features of the Purvaranga ceremony of the Dashavatari Natak performances. The Dashavatara performance takes place at night on any temporary open stage in the temple premises. The temple deity is taken out in a procession led by a band of musicians, singers, and dancers. The umbrella, the flagstaff, and tarangas are also carried in this procession. The troupe worships its deities and masks in Petara before the stage show. The Dashavatari Natak play opens with a song in praise of Ganapati and Riddhi Siddhi, both impersonated by actors. He dances for a while in a zigzag way with shuffling steps. The Sutradhar, known as Naik or Haridasa, sings invocatory arti or shlokas. After this benedictory scene, Ganpati exits with stylized dancing steps. Peacock dance of Saraswati. The character of the goddess Saraswati enters with a wooden peacock as her carrier. She performs a peacock dance. While dancing, she uses Abhayahasta and Hausasya Hasta. Brahmadeva Darshan. After Saraswati dance, Brahmadeva enters and occupies the position which is the center of the stage. Shankasur of the Dashavatari Nataka is the villain and the jester combined in one. The fights between Shankasur and Vishnu's Matsya Avatara provide great entertainment. While depicting the fighting scene, the characters move in a circular manner. They also maintain Pratyalida position. This episode also satirizes contemporary socio-political life. So, concluding my paper, I would like to share some observations. As we have noticed in the Purvaranga Vidhi of the Dashavatari Nataka, there is a continuity of Natya Shastra. In the Purvaranga of Dashavatari Natak, they are using all four Abhinayas like Angika, Vachika, Aharya, and Satvika. Angika is body movements, Vachika speech, Aharya dressed up in identifying costumes, and Satvika, which we can see actors completely involved in their characters. Nritya is the interpretative dance through gestural language. In the Dashavatari Nataka, a series of gestural language employed appropriately. All four vrittis, Kaishiki, Satvati, Arapati, and Bharati, are applied, and very strong pravritti can be seen influenced by the Maharashtra region. In the presentation of Dashavatari Natak, we can observe a lot of Natyadharmi and Lokadharmi. As far as the mode of presentation is concerned, the Natyadharmi or artistic stylization is adhered to in this style. Also, Margi technique, that is classical parampara, is not lost. We can see the Deshi element in bringing Palki is also important. With all this exposition I have given, I feel there is a very strong style of presenting the Dashavatara Natak. I hope that just as Yakshagana has got its identity by the efforts of great artists like Padmaka, Dashavatari Nataka, though it is a folk theatre of Maharashtra, must also get an upgradation as a classical theatre of Maharashtra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gauri. That was a very interesting presentation, and your video clippings were also very evocative. I think we will see what our expert has to say, her inputs. So I now request Dr. Sandhya to please give her observations. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Namo Namaha. Jayashriji, under your guidance, Gauri has done a great work for Dashavatari Natak. And as you all know, Acharya Parvati Kumarji belongs to Malvan, and all these Dashavatari Natya, and he has spoken when we were sitting in our sessions. We have also seen in I'm talking about 75, 80s, those days, we have seen some of the Dashavatari. I was noting down some points when you were telling, yes, I agree with you. There is so much of adaptation from the Natya Shastra. When you spoke about the Petara, the backstage worship, it itself is a Purvaranga Vidhi, the internal backstage Purvaranga Vidhi. You are absolutely right. The first, I just recollected all these Purvaranga Vidhi, inside the curtain, the Pratyahara, which is like a Kutapasyatu Vinyasaha. Then the Avatarana is Gaikanam Nivayashanam. Then Aramba is Parigita Krema. And like that, the Uttapana is again the backstage. Why I'm mentioning all these things? Because though you have not mentioned, but all these are also there. These Kutapasitu Vinyasa also, they do it. The Gaikanam Niveshanam, the Gayaka, Gaika, or whatever the one who does the bhajan or a kirtan also is there. So all these internal Purvaranga Vidhi behind the curtain are also there. Like Asarita, you know that Prarthana Kirtanam which they use, you showed one of the backstage behind the curtain, they sing that song itself is a Asarita. Maybe it's a Deshi form of the Asarita, but the Margi, we have got the proof of a Margi in presentation of the Deshi, you can say. Or if you really want the recognition, we all Maharashtra, belonging to the Maharashtra, we really need to struggle hard, because it's such a rich and absolutely adapted to the Natya Shastra or Purvaranga Vidhi. Because backstage, whatever you showed, I just wrote it down. Just now I was recollecting, I wrote it down. Yes, Asarita can go, the Kalapataka can go, because the Marga Sarita belongs to that Kalapata. Then Pani Vibhagartha, the people are like playing. So the Pani, whether it is on the dhulki or whether it is clap, it is definitely the Pani Vibhaga Sangotana. So my point with you is that I'm talking about this backstage which you have shown it. Of course, after the curtain is open also, when you showed me to one was the Ganesha, and that is Utthapanam Tatra Prayogaha. Utthapanam. Utthapanam is that way. What Utthapan you are doing it? The Utthapan of the Abhinaya you are doing it. The first presentation of the Abhinaya, that is Utthapan. The actor comes and enacts something. That is the Uttapana, which is actually seen, whether it is mask or without mask. Then the Lokapal, there is a Parivartana. There is definitely Parivartana. We have seen it, so many Dashavatari do the Parivartana. Parivritya Chaturdisham is Lokapalanam Parivritya, is Parivartana. Of course, so you mentioned only the Nandi, Trigat and Prarochana. I'm telling you, all are there. My point with you is all are there. You really need to be them with all the shows which we, and night was our time with Guruji. So flashbacking to that, and I still feel, I think Jayashree ji will agree with me on this, that Bhagavat Mela Natakam ji and the Yakshagana. Of course, the Yakshagana, which is from where the Dashavatari has evolved, or we have taken it. So if the stature of the Yakshagana and stature of the Bhagavat Mela has gone to what it was and what it has reached. As I was talking to Jayashree ji today morning, and she said that Shrikant went to Padhu Akka and learned something very traditional. Then Vijay also went to Chitra Akka and learned, and somebody else went to Sudharani Raghupati to enrich their own Bhagavat Mela style and to uplift the Bhagavat Mela style. I feel somebody needs to really give their own life one style. Like Parvati Kumar, the whole life he gave it to the Maratha king Sarfoji Raje's Nirupana to bring it to Marathi into Maharashtra. You know, the whole life means from 1947 till today's 21, I would say 75 to 80 years it took to accept and to reach it to the standard where the Marathi Sarfoji's Nirupanas are revived, and that is reached, because that's real classical. So this is a classic of our Maharashtra, and we really need to preserve and propagate. Look at the Palki. I mean, the Palki is a procession that Sutradhar taking the Dhwaja, Jarjara, and moving all. So these are the so many things you have also taken it. I really feel it that First of all, this one folk tradition, take traditional art form. Traditional art form, we must stick to that traditional art form and really work on it. And I really feel it that there should be Maratha kings, those who have given so much of Dashavatari, and there are so much in the library. Because when I went to the library, of course you have mentioned some of them, but there are many more. Gauri, there are many more in Marathi manuscripts lying on this. Bring that in Maharashtra, give it to this our Dashavatari, be with them, enrich them, and also I feel I don't know whether Jayashree Akka will and Rajeshri ji will agree with me, but something to take it from the Yakshagan people. And if we can send our own artists and enrich them with the of course they are already into the tradition, they know what is going on, something more to look good and to traditionally accepted. If we can do that cultural exchange programs or something like that, that is also another suggestion which we also can give it to government of Maharashtra, government of Karnataka, and bring together these people and have some workshop, have some seminars, and do look at the Chaul is now with the Chaul's Sangeet Natak Academy has taken it, and the whole centers are there. They've developed it so well. I feel we all must, being in Maharashtra, we should do it. Something. And finally, I feel last point is we all must try to put our Dashavatari Natak in UNESCO's World Heritage. That's the aim we should keep it, that this should be a world's Maharashtra's heritage should reach it to the UNESCO and get the approval agree from via Sangeet Natak Academy. So this should be a Jayashree Akka a mission for all of us.
Yes, thank you, Sandhya. That was a very beautiful analysis you gave, and that is why we need a Sandhya with us who will, completely lock all this with the Nati Shastra and show us how she had, a lot of work done on that. I said concentrate on the
Purvaranga.
Don't
No,
go to
because
Nati Shastra,
see,
but
those 11 elements which Rasa, Bhava, Abhinaya,
Yes.
Dharmi, Vritti, Pravrutti, I'm saying what is not there?
What
It is
is
there.
not there,
It
yes.
also has got the religious backup. It has got its opening from
Yes.
the religion, it's from the spiritual, from the temple. I'm saying it's a temple art. Let's work it out together. Let's come
In
wherever
fact,
you need.
it's you who has to take it forward with the Maharashtra government. With all your Maharashtra Puraskar, they should actually support you for that.
See, the
We look
Puraskar.
forward to that from you.
Jayashree ji, I am with 100% with you. Why I'm telling you? Because me being the Shastra and Sampradaya together, I have tried putting the Lavani dance. Why cannot be it a classical dance of Maharashtra? And there was a big mission on that. Of course, that didn't work out because in 1960s, Parvati Kumarji wrote one letter regarding this. Lavani dance, and after that we tried it and presented it Elephanta Festival at Mumbai, also in Ellora Festival. We present Elephanta. We presented it as an Indradhanush. Indradhanush means we presented Odissi, Bharatanatyam, and Kathak repertoire with the Lavani repertoire. Showing the same repertoire we follow. So let's draw, but it didn't work out. But definitely for this, a traditional art form of Malwan, we all can really try hard.
Yes.
Meet those people. Yes, first of all.
Yeah, as you said, Yakshagana, because this has come from the Karnataka border, and the Maratha kings were responsible for this intermingling or the exchange. They preserved our art, and they allowed that Dashavatari Nataka to come to Maharashtra so that the Peshwas here could give them a platform and encourage. But that's
not
where,
only that,
we have to
not only it never remained with the Maharashtra. It went to Tanjore. Just see the Tanjore kings wrote about the Dashavatari,
Yes.
ma. So the point is the connection. Look at the connection of Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tanjore, Tamil Nadu. So it's such a beautiful confluence of Indian art forms, and this is what we need to bring forth. I feel. Yes, Jayashree, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
No. That is, see, my aim also is that we should establish that Maharashtra had a classical dance form in a theatre dance form. You know, this
Correct.
was, Dashavatari was the theatrical dance form. Of course, social and political situations did, interfere with its activity, but it was preserved, thankfully, by the folk artists. So now we look forward to your support to bring it up as a classical form.
I think
Young
here,
artists like Gauri will be under you to help you.
Jayashree ji and Gauri ji and Rajashri ji, I will definitely mention one point here. It is the art form, and the artist of those art forms needs to be guided in this way, and they should be here in our forum of this, where they should be included, that we are talking about you, we want to do something for you, be ready and do. I say for them, these are the sessions. In Marathi we will do it, in Hindi we will do it, in Kannada we will do it, so that this reaches to the masses, you know.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Now that was,
Thank you so much.
I mean, it was such constructive observations made by Dr. Sandhya on a very beautiful presentation of Dr. Gauri. So I think almost 15 to 16 questions have come. So I'll have to pick and choose or probably club similar ones together. So I'll ask Dr. Gauri now, some of them. One question is the tradition maintained as it was before, or has it changed through the years? That is one. The other is this art form performed by certain family or in a certain lineage? Okay. Can I tell you one more together so that probably you can, yeah.
Yes.
And the other one is there any special training required for the actors, any special requirements for them to become part of this troupe? So just the first three, and then I'll take the others also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. First question was about tradition. Actually, we, as we saw in videos also, I showed there are different traditions like Songi Dashavatar, then the Dashavatar Khele, that is the Hikala performances, then Dashavatari Natak, and Bhagavad Dashavatari. So we get different traditions of these different types of Dashavataras. And now what has happened that in Malvan, or whatever we see, the presentation of Dashavatari Nataka in South Konkan, in that we get a combination of Songi Dashavatar and the Dashavatari Jatra performances. And it has become famous, and the trend has been continued now, but we can't see the presentations of Bhagavad Dashavatari Natakas or the Dashavatar Natak of which was written by Shamji Naik Kale, or the tradition which he brought in Maharashtra. Then about families, as I have mentioned, that different group of people, they used to perform this Nataka, like Guraus, Lingayats, and Telis, different group of people. So Lingayats also. So they still perform, but it's not like a tradition which we can see in Yakshagana or other traditional dance drama form in India. Other people can also learn and enter into this. Again, the learning part, there is not sophisticated training or an institute where you can go and learn Dashawataras. actually the senior artists, they practice and they perform, and with them the younger generation also comes up. They see the presentations, and when they grow up, and they perform in the temple, and they participate uh, 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 if they have interest in a performance like that. If anybody has interest in playing instruments or that, or playing jhanj or talams, they do learn that, and they present in the nataka.
There is a question from Dr. Lakshmi Sriram, who is a Hindustani musician. She asks a question about the forms of songs that are used. Is there a unique repertoire which is used in this theatre? And are there also songs like tarana with, like meaningless syllables, like our Shukshashra, which is mentioned in Natya Shastra? So she wants to know whether there are different kinds of songs in the repertoire, or there is a particular genre which is used.
Yes. Actually, Vijay showed the Dashavatari Natak temple performance, the Kuveshi performance. These people, they have this repertoire, and they follow this Tarana and Sangeet Natak also, style also in performance. But actually nowadays no one performs like that, and they don't perform Tarana and Ragdari style of music or Hindustani classical based music in the presentation of the Dashavatari Nataka. But whatever we have today and we see today is the Malwani performance, in which they don't follow all these norms. They just sing or have some Bollywood songs also while performing in the Dashavatari.
There are two questions. One
There
is about
one minute, Rajeshri ji.
Yeah, please.
So there was a Dhruva Gan and Shushkaksharas were presenting in the temple. They were doing it. This was there in the tradition. So we don't have any recording of that, Gauri?
Actually, I don't have it, Thai.
I would say they used to do it because I have seen it, and
Okay.
there was a Dhruva Gan used to be there, and the first Alapa used to be there with the dholki. They used to start and then they used to present. So you just find out if we get that recording from anyone, or if anybody is doing that. I think there is. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. There is a question on, do only boys perform even female roles? And are they separate singers, or do the performers take up dual roles? Or are they expected to be both performers and singers?
Yes. Actually, in Malwani Dashavatar, there is a tradition that there are no female actors, only male actors they perform, and they do all the female roles. But in the Dashavatar which I showed, what in Kuveshi Dashavatar or Dashavatari Natak presentation, there they introduced female characters also, and nowadays actually they are promoting females, I mean girls also, to do this Dashavatar and present this Dashavatar, and they are coming out of that rigid thing, they are so the females also perform these natakas nowadays.
There is a question with reference to Natya Shastra. I think Aishwarya has posted that. Do the Dashavatari artists of today understand or mention their traces with the Natya Shastra? That is one. And the other one is, according to Bharata Natya Shastra, the Chitra Purvaranga which is with the dances and movements of the Karanas, etc. And Shuddha is the Yajna proper, invoking each of the cardinal deities. So would Dashavatari Purvaranga correspond to the Shuddha version of the ancient theatre? So 2 questions related to Natya Shastra.
Okay. So the first question was regarding Shastra. While I was studying this art form, I went to so many places, and but the situation was that these people they don't accept that this belongs to some Shastra or like it comes under any ruled or codified thing. But they say that our art is based on Loka Parampara. So this is Utsfurta, and we don't follow any text or any Shastra for this. That's what they say. And then the second question was about Chitra Purvaranga or Shuddha Purvaranga. So as Sandhya Tai also mentioned that there are so many things we can connect to Shuddha Purvaranga and also Chitra Purvaranga. Because the dancing style is not that much preserved in the Nataka nowadays. So we can't make out a particular position or particular step which is connected to Natya Shastra like that. But if I think it needs more study, I have to go more deep into that. So and I will definitely try to correlate it and study more.
Gauri, here.
Yes.
Very simple. Bharata himself gives 3 paramanas.
Exactly, I was just going to say that.
Adhyatma pramana and
Loka
pramana.
Loka,
This
exactly.
is a Loka pramana where it is such a beautifully presented, the Purvaranga Vidhi. Whether you call it Shuddha Purvaranga or you call it Chitra Purvaranga, it has something to do with the Natya Shastra. It has to do, it is a Loka pramana of the Purvaranga Vidhi. I mean, so what else we needed? In every chapter, Natya Shastra, Bharata talks about this Loka Pramana, the highest respect. He said, if you don't understand, if you don't, it is not enough and satisfactory, please go towards the Loka Pramana and take it and do your own creativity. This is what Bharata says. So when this is there, this is the best Pramana for you to say that it's a combination of Shuddha Purvaranga and Chitra Purvaranga. Be confident when you have worked so much.
I was just going to mention about the pramanas when she told about Loka, since he has, Bharata himself has mentioned the 3 pramanas. There is one question, why is the character of Saraswati shown as doing peacock dance when she is usually associated with the swan? That is one of the questions. And there is one more by Dr. Rama Devi, who says, is this performance mainly for temple rituals? So if Dr. Sandhya, if you can answer them also, it's fine.
No. Let Gauri, your work. If you don't, then I will enter it. Yeah.
Actually, Saraswati and peacock dance, about that, I am little hesitant to answer because again.
Okay, let's put it this way. When it comes to an action of any bird movement, whether it is a peacock or a swan, both moving on the ground level, you call it, somebody looked at it and called it, oh, it looks like a peacock, and somebody looked at it and called it as a swan dance, and then finally it converted into swan or peacock. So maybe it's the it's the mouth to mouth when you say something and it reaches something else and you get the answer something different only. This must be the case, we can say that. But if it is not, then too also, the peacock itself is one of the respectable a bird in Indian culture. So whether it is a Saraswati dancing like a peacock, or Saraswati, after Saraswati she presents the peacock, or is it the peacock movement or the swan movement? So this is the movement research now. It's another second part of the research where you will be seeing whether the Saraswati is walking like a swan or a peacock, or is it after she enters, after she sings, and after she finishes, she do the movements. So these are the 2, 3, 4 parts which we need to be researched. That's the first point.
Yes.
And Gauri, temple
I also
rituals.
think this peacock dance,
Yeah,
in architecture and sculpture, the swan is sometimes represented like a peacock with a plume like
correct.
that. It has completely, the decorative one looks either, it's a swan, but it looks like a peacock. And as Sandhya ji said, this is, a very important aspect of pusta of Aharya Abhinaya being used. And that is an extension of Nati Shastra. And any bird as a Vahana, it is, first of all, when it comes to a level, to the folk level, you have to make it interesting. All these aspects, you want a bird as a Vahana, and the dance is being done. Local people, like she says, can call it peacock, but it could be a swan. In sculpture, it is so evident, sometimes it's a peacock. Even the Vahana of Murugan is shown like a swan. Sometimes. So when we come to representation, it can be both ways. So whoever's asked this question, I think, you will get an answer from all of us together. And what Sandhya ji said about Loka becomes a pramana, and what Loka interpret, that is another aspect of it.
No, Loka interpretation is the final. That is the final interpretation.
That is the rasa. Rasa
that is the rasa
there.
nishpatti. That is the rasa nishpatti.
Yes.
So yeah. About temple rituals, Gauri. Yeah, you are going to say.
And temples. Actually, some people used to take a vow for special offering for different purpose, and then they used to perform this Dashavatari Nataka. There is this tradition also, and but nowadays. In Jatra performances also, they perform these natakas. So there are 2 different lines on which this presentation goes on.
There is one question. Out of the Dasharupakas, what would we classify this Dashavatari Nataka as?
So could handle it better.
Yes.
Because it has got many divisions, it goes for a longer time, and it has got story. Inside the story, there is one more story, there is one more story. So all these goes into the Nataka and a Prakarana. These are the major points where the drama is there, the acting is there, the dancing is there, many acts are there, many acts are there, and goes for a longer time. So it can go into the Nataka Prakarana, but the Nataka and Prakarana has again got the Sanskrit as a compulsory language, or so it will be a Deshi form or the Lokadharmi form of the Dasharupaka. So now if you are taking a very classical Dasharupakas, then now you have to have a Deshi Dasharupakas, and then you start division. Otherwise you can't division. You can't put this traditional dance form into those tradition the Dasharupakas.
Margi.
Yeah, but in Margi Dasharupakas they cannot fit in. But if you call the Deshi Rupakas, yes, of the same portion with the local languages, you can definitely. I think Jayashree ji. That's
Yeah, now there is a question as to whether it has influenced the other dramatic forms of Maharashtra, Dashavatari Nataka. Has it had a major influence on other forms of dramatic presentations, music or dance, Sangeet or Natak or whatever? Has it had an influence on that?
As actually in Ghashiram Kotwal, as you know, they have taken the Purvaranga part of the presentation of this Dashavatari Nataka, the Brahmins standing in a row and the Ganapati with mask, he comes and dances, and the steps are also very much like the Dashavatari Natak or drama performance. So definitely there are some experiments which our people or great artists they have done, and we can see some glimpses of this tradition or traditional dance drama culture in today's dance drama forms.
Okay. There is just one last question regarding the language in which the music is sung. Is it chaste Marathi or is it? I'm not able to understand the question. How is it has come? But they've asked what is the language of the music?
Language of the music.
That is
Music
it
in the
sung in
sense
Marathi or in or is
Marathi,
Sanskrit
Malwani,
also there or
Goani,
Prakrit or
Goanis,
what?
yes.
Generally, the songs are sung in Marathi. Malwani is for dialogues, and in this Shamji Naika is Dashavatar. Actually, he whatever the script we get, in that some avtaras are in Hindi. The written script is in Hindi, Marathi, and Sanskrit also. So 3 languages. But it's very rare.
I think that brings us pretty much to the end of the questions. I think it has, brought about so much of interest that many of the students were sending me in WhatsApp message, not even on FB Live. So I'm happy that they could at least tune in and listen. It has created that interest among them. So I think it was a very well presented presentation by Dr. Gauri, and she's covered most of the points. And I think Dr. Sandhya's inputs were pretty amazing in the sense that she was able to bridge, the gap between what appeals to the layperson who has asked the question, but it also some scholarly inputs from the Natya Shastra. So I think hats off to you too, Dr. Sandhya. So in case there is anything else that you would like to add, either of you, please do. Otherwise, we can come to the close of the session.
No, I have to tell this younger generation, that is Gauri and other generation, now it's your responsibility. Jayashri has given you the PhD degree in this, and Paduvakka has blessed you now to take this traditional art form forward, richer, make it more beautiful, and it's your duty. Now you have to work hard more and more, and make it our heritage beautiful. That's the only thing I should say. Any help you need, we are all there with you. We are all there with you. Thank you, Ma. Thank you very
so much.
Is there anything that Dr. Desha would like to add? Otherwise, I will propose the formal vote of thanks. Anything that you wish to add?
Are you asking me?
Yes, anything you wish to add to this, since you have guided
yeah, the dialogue
Dr.
has
Gauri.
started, and I think we can see very well that all our traditional theatrical works like Bhagavata Mela and starting from the Kuchipudi village, it has moved to Tanjavur and then it has come to Yakshagana, originally known as Yakshagana in Andhra. Then, so as she says, this is the Deshi form of the Nataka and the Natika coming together. Natika is also mentioned in the Natya Shastra, and that is it's got so much of Kaishiki and so much of dance. Bhagavata Mela people took it upon themselves to identify the southern movement so that most of them could, go back to some tradition. Yakshagana has also done a lot of work on that. And as she suggested, I think we have to meet the present performers. Even if they say we are not connected with any Shastra and we follow Loka Parampara, it is not very difficult to tell them that what you are doing. You yourself, Gauri, you had shown me all those movements. I think you became completely tongue-tied when you saw Sandhya ji, and then she had shown me how there is a Mattali Chari and an Ali does Sitavarta, how they move, and Akshipta, how they use that. All that she had actually danced and showed me when she came here. But I didn't want to come between you all, but I must say that she has all that in record. So when you can tell those performing artists that this is there in the Shastra, so you can go to some people and learn. And Sandhya ji will always create some kind of a program to make them learn something classical. Because Parvati Kumarji has given such a legacy to her. She knows how to work with the local people. So she can handle that. You have her guidance, and I'm sure we can take it forward. What I mean is, as it moved from Yakshagana of Andhra to Tanjavur and then to Karnataka, and then it came to Maharashtra. But Maharashtra, of course, had to face a lot more of ravages from the onslaught of the Muslim invaders, and it was thankfully for Shivaji who actually, kind of put a barricade to that almost, and then he helped establish Tanjavur also. He protected by establishing his own dynasty and also preserving the local art. So in that context, we have a lot to give and take, and I think this is a continuity of that tradition, and we have a lot of hope and scope to bring it up to a classical level. That's all. I just want to make this observation with Sandhya's input, which was so very lucid. You took it every form, and the main thing is that you said that there is a complete Deshi element to the marga. So all that should be identified now. Thank you so much.
So I think on behalf of Nrityodaya Academy of Performing Arts, Mumbai, and Center of Excellence Art and Culture, Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai, Shashwan Jain College for Women, Chennai, it gives me great pleasure to thank our young researcher, Dr. Gauri Kale, for her very clear and vivid presentation along with video clippings and very scholarly inputs given by Dr. Sandhya Purecha. I want to thank both of you for making time to be part of our session and for giving us such an enlightening, not just information, I would say, but a lot of perspectives as to how we can approach an art form like the Dashavatari Nataka. And we find that there is so much common with all these art forms in India, that is Bharat. So it makes us feel good all over again. And of course, I would like to thank first and foremost our Guru, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, because she's been standing by us like a pillar of support and always available for any input, for any doubt, any clarification. And that gives us a lot of confidence that we are on the right path, on the right track, and that we should take forward her legacy. So I think we should thank all those researchers and experts who have been part of our past sessions and whom we hope will be part of our future sessions as well. As far as our college is concerned, we've had very good support from our secretary, Sri Abhay Shishimalji, and our associate secretary, Sri Ashok Kumar Mehta, and principal Dr. S. Padmavati. In this, I'm also helped in the technical side by my staff, Mrs. Srividya, who's part of our meet today. On behalf of Nrityodaya Academy of Performing Arts, we would like to thank Mr. Ramesh of Mahindra Finance and all the other experts who have been pitching in time and again to give us very good research scholars. So thank you to all of you. And of course, the first and the final word of thanks to the Almighty who has been guiding us and who will, I know, continue to support us through all our ventures. Thank you very much. Shubharatri.